These set of instructions are specifically designed for Acrobat 10, which is the program that we're now using on a lot of the newer computers that are run out at Innisborough. So if I went up and said about Acrobat, it would say Adobe Acrobat X, and so that's where we're at. What we're trying to do today is to create a form that the kids could fill in, and I specifically would like to focus on how we can put boxes on here for the kids to be able to write. I have already done this video for version 9.5, but now obviously with 10 coming out, it's a good important thing to show you where we do this. Two ways to get the form buttons to appear. One, click on the Tools option here, and you can see that there is a Forms tab. Or secondly, you can come up here to View, go to Tools, and get exactly the same thing. Then what we're going to do is press Create. I've already got the worksheet open that I want to use, so I'm just going to click on that, and then again I'm going to use the current document. And then what Adobe Acrobat will do for us now is it will detect on the page all the places where it believes you should have had boxes. And in this case it's done okay, but not brilliant. So I'm going to get rid of some of these, and instead of having one box for a line, I'm going to have one box for many lines. So I'm going to drag that down. I'm going to right click on it, and I'm going to go to Properties, and I'm going to change a couple of the settings. Specifically, I'm going to go to Options. I'm going to say Use Multi-Line. So that's the first thing. Multi-line is important on that. And then secondly, I'm going to go to Appearance. I'm going to set the fill color to be white, and the reasoning behind that is that so that the lines behind don't get seen. I'm going to drag that out just a little bit here so it completely covers it over. I'm going to drag this one up here to go Dear, so we've got a separate box. Delete that one, drag her up, and delete these. So basically from here on, now that we've got our form, it should be very, very similar to what we've done in the past in 9.5. Once again, we'll right click, Properties, I'm going to set the fill color to be white, and the option will be set it to multi-line. And then down here, same thing, drag that one up to there, extend it out, delete the others, and then drag that down, cover it up, right click, Properties, multi-line. I'm just changing the order because it's remembering the last one that I've seen it, but basically I'm trying to change the same thing. Alright, last thing we want to do in setting up the form is we'd like to add some other fields. You can see there's a long list over here of what we can choose to do. In this case I'm going to use a checkbox. I could actually use a radio button for this, although this one I could be ticking lots of them. Originally it's a circle one. I'm going to leave its name as is, and then what I'm going to do is right click on it and go Place Multiple Fields. 2 down, but 6 across, and then I'm going to use my mouse to position these into the right spot. Now if I could use a radio button's a little bit harder to set up, and they're obviously very suited for things like multiple choice quizzes where we only want them to have one response, but generally kids will just use checkboxes as if they are radio boxes. They should hopefully read the instructions and work from there. I don't think it's worth the time and effort to actually set that up there. Alright, so they've done that there, and obviously looking down here, look up the following, I could do the same thing, but I'm not going to bother wasting your time to watch it twice. Generally from this point in time, all I do is I go File and Save, and even just by going to Save, I can then press, this is going to be my edit, and for me I think it's about my version 4 of the edit, and go Save. I don't need to distribute it. I could choose to distribute it, and so there's actually a tool in here to actually help us do the distributing. I can certainly click on Preview and have a look, but as far as I'm concerned, the easiest thing to do is just save it and then upload it onto Moodle or any other online learning management systems we use. That's a really handy way of creating it so that the students can then work from there. On their devices, they should then be able to tick the things they need to and click in boxes and give responses. Notice we can't see the lines of text behind there anymore. We could set them up with pretty color backgrounds as well, and I can complete this sheet online and can submit it. I could have a multi-page book, and I could submit that as well and let the kids work on this. It's a good way of actually really condensing the curriculum so you can get through this sort of stuff quicker. What I am going to do now is also record a video on my iPad showing you how the kids can use this on an iPad, because if you use the program Adobe Reader for iPad, they can achieve a lot more than what they can just using the iOS default one. Alright, thanks a lot.